For looking deeper at why transitions are so important to speeches, the two that kind of stood out to me the most were the fact that transitions help guide the viewer or audience member as you go, and they also act as like a quick summary if used in the right way, in a numerical kind of way, where you say firstly this and secondly that. And I think those are the two reasons why they're so important. And to start there on the latter, Um, it's really just able to help the audience member track where you are in your speech and follow along with what you're saying. And on top of this, it doubles and it's able to kind of summarize what you've said so far. So as you move from one topic to the next, if you start off with first, super easy to zone out, get distracted as an audience member. But when you change your tone, give it a little influx, and get their attention back with a sharp secondly, that helps them kind of snap back into it and summarize, in their own head what just happened and everything that you stated under the first topic. And secondly, there's not too much else to that. So, secondly, I think it's important because it helps guide the reader as you go, gives them context. And as you give a speech, you could get caught up in facts as a listener. There could be lots of things going on. You might not be the clearest as a presenter. So there's a lot of mishap and room for errors. And I think a great way to explore this is through the Impractical Jokers punishment that Murr did, where um, he's given a speech in Yonkers as like a board member, like newly put on, and he has, the other Jokers. They give him times to say line where he interrupts his speech with a statement, a sentence that makes no sense and has no context to the rest of the speech. And first of all, it's really funny, but second of all, it does demonstrate the lack of transitions because they're interjected into the speech with no context. And for one, it reduces his credibility because audience members think he's a little crazy, and it kind of yeah, they get lost when you start intervening and using things that are unrelated to the speech. It makes it hard to follow along, and therefore, if you see the presenter is crazy, then you're not really going to trust him as much. So it reduces credibility in that regards, and I recommend you watch it. I think I'll probably put it in the description if I can do that. I bet I can figure it out. I think it's really funny when he says, by show of hands, what year were you born? Like, that's just so random and so unrelated, and it shows you how uh, having no transition into in between thoughts causes your audience to get lost and they'll lose credibility in you. And in turn, it's helpful to use transitions as little like benchmarks in your speech. So people know what's happening as you're saying it. And you use transitions so they also convey thoughts smoothly. So